I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers.
Welcome in to another episode of the Beers and Balls Show. My name is Eddie, and I'll be the host. I'm also joined alongside longtime friend, co-host, Drew. How the hell are you? How was your weekend?
I've seen better days, Eddie. I've seen better days. How about you?
Well, I saw a good damn day Sunday night. Sunday night was fantastic. And before we get started, just want to let everybody know to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Look, first goal is 50 subscribers. We're at, I think, like 28, 29, something like that now. Small goals, little hugs, all that. And next thing is on the list, we got to drink some beer, Drew.
Yes, do it.
Let's cheers. No free shout-outs with yours, huh? Yeah, got a cup? No free shout-outs.
I'm drinking Jack and Coke tonight, man. Sorry.
It's a Monday. Monday depression coming off that Panthers game.
Yeah, straight ass kicking, man. Straight ass kicking. I need it. But let's not get into that. I don't want to get too heated yet. I want to get a little buzz first.
No Drew Ranch yet. No Drew Ranch.
Not yet. So let's talk about your Packers, man.
Damn right, let's do it.
You had a win, solid win. Looks like 35-25 in enemy territory on Sunday night. Steelers with them ugly uniforms. Y'all have them pretty white uniforms.
We were shining.
I think y'all should make those white helmets permanent, but that's just me.
That's too flashy for Green Bay. That's why I only wear twice.
I know. But anyway, man, so nice win, pulled it out. I just gotta ask, who are you giving the game ball to on this one?
It's hard not to follow. Like same game ball as Matt LaFleur gave out. Or did I see it? Doesn't matter. Jordan Love gets one on his absolute beauty of a performance. Best game statistically he's ever played. Kind of probably outside that Cowboys playoff game when it comes to like efficiency. But he went 29 of 36. 3 of them were drops, so he really only threw 3 incompletions in all totality because 3 of them were drops for 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, no incompletions or no interceptions. My apologies. He did exactly what I thought he was going to do. I had called it last week. I said this is his prove it game. On the biggest stage you can get in a regular season, Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football, go out there and beat your mentor. Go out there and beat the hell out of him. Don't let up. And just really control the game because it was yet another game of the run game really not being a utility that we could use like we want to. He had to really go out there and sling that rock around. He did exactly that, and it just showed how important Christian Watson is to this team to get this offense going. He played 36 snaps in his first game back from ACL tear last year, Week 18, and he shined. He had 4 catches for 84 yards. He was doing it all, and he's amazing at run blocking. So first game ball goes to him, Jordan Love. I'm going to give the second one Tucker Kraft. I mean, that's easy. I mean, that man dominated this game. He absolutely
went off.
He did. He just reminded me of like an old school football player. He catches the ball. He's going to find somebody to. He ain't trying to run away from anybody. He's trying to go, I see a safety, I see a victim. He said in his press conference, he's like, yeah, when I use my stiff, he calls his stiff arm his offhand weapon. I guess it's just insane. And then I don't know if you saw the shot, but it was right after one of his touchdowns. He doesn't have a helmet on. He goes up to Sean Ryan comes up to me, just bare headbutt Sean Ryan with the helmet on without wearing his. So not very smart, Tuck. Got to protect him. Got to protect the crane. But yeah, really just for those two. I mean, defense played a great game as always, but just 2 game balls this week: Tucker Kraft and Jordan Love.
So both to the offense, not getting any to the defense?
I think, they did their job. It's really hard to, point out one person. It was easy last week to point out Micah, but it was a really, I guess, to give it to the defense, give the defense all ball. I mean, because, you know what? I take that back. I do have a game ball for the defense. Carrington Valentine, cornerback, number 24. When he starts talking shit, he gets 5+ to all of his attributes, and he did great. Like, he did fantastic. He came up and punched people in the run game. He knocked the ball out of DK Metcalf's hands that would have been a touchdown. Went up and fought him. He's a 7th-round guy. The week before, he only played 4 snaps. So what was amazing is that the Packers adjusted, and they took Nate Hobbs out, who was going to be, not very good last week and going to kind of make fun of him. Didn't want to, but had to. He only played 4 snaps and gave Carrington Valentine the opportunity against a premier wide receiver in the NFL. So he gets one as well. Carrington Valentine, congratulations, buddy, on a fantastic game.
Good job, Carrington Valentine. Low-key shout-out. You don't hear much about him. I've never heard of him. So
there you go. Yeah, exactly.
I guess he's putting on notice now.
He's a dog. Against the Bengals, he only got limited snaps too. He knocked one out of Jamar Chase's hands on the sideline, did the gritty right in front of his ass.
Yeah.
And then
go.
Then Jamar had to go to the other side and get the touchdown pass. He wouldn't do it on Carrington. CVU don't play.
Yeah, the dog, man. You got to have that dog mentality, especially when you get a late-round pick like that, man. That's awesome. So
yeah.
Glad to see y'all had something shine, but to the other side of that question, I always ask, so who's going to get clowned in the film room today?
Clowned in the film room. I don't know. Clowning is a hard one because this was the team played a great game. Clowned, and I think it's got to be Matt LaFleur.
Oh.
I think it's got to be him.
What's going on with Matt LaFleur?
That first half performance of play calling was god awful. It was putrid. But then the second half, it was amazing. I know it's hard to ask a team to put together 4 great quarters week in and week out. So you're more asking, let me go have a good half, and hopefully that half that you get that's great wins you the game. And he did that in the second half. But I'm clowning him in the first half. It was bad. It was really, really bad. He did not let his best players go and win. Like Jordan Love. Let him loose. Let him go be the deciding factor in these games. Don't let it be, Josh Jacobs running into the line until we can figure out the right run scheme. Because they're really changing it up since last year, the way defenses are approaching our run, but we're not adjusting our play calling to it.
Right. So, yeah, it seems like y'all were down the whole game until the fourth quarter, and y'all scored 21 points. Ended up winning by 10. What did y'all do differently in that fourth quarter that really pushed you over the edge?
Well, stopping them wasn't an issue. So they got 16 points in the first half. 3 of them came on field goals. So the defense did their job. Even when offense put them in bad positions, they did their job, held them to 3 points. They only gave up a touchdown there at the end of the half, or close to the end of the half. Because we had a chance. Oh, Kicker's getting clowned. McManus. McManus is missing 3 kicks or 2 kicks. I don't know, 2, 3. One is more than you can have and misses. It's bad. Fuck
the first one he missed was like a 57-yarder, so it's like, okay, it was a little short, but then he missed a 44, and I was like,
fucking
right,
dog shit.
You got to make that one. You got to make that
one. We got a good kicker right there on the sideline, but we're paying him. We gave him an extension, so you have to play him if he's ready. But the biggest difference is the offense started executing. I kept yelling at my screen even though they couldn't hear me, and the ins and stats and drive-by-drive logs will prove it. Every time the Packers got a first down, their first down of a drive, it ended in points. They were horrendous on third down. Horrendous in the first half on third down. And then they completely just changed the offense. Yet again, same as last week, put the ball in Jordan Love's hands and let him dictate the game. It does not need to be run, pass. You do that. You do run, pass when you have a bad quarterback. Not a $55 million quarterback that's playing at an MVP level. You let him dictate it.
Yeah, he had an MVP type game yesterday. I mean, 360 yards, 3 touchdowns.
He did something against Rodgers that Rodgers never did. The only last person for the Packers to do it was Brett Favre. So we're just skipping right over Aaron Rodgers with this history note. 20 straight completions. That game. 20 straight completions. I get a record in the NFL is like 24. I think Jared Goff at one point had like 22 or somewhere in the 20s. You see that maybe once a year in the entirety of the NFL. But he's supposed to do that, and he did it against a $180 million defense. The price tag doesn't mean I'm good, but still. He still went out and produced on the road to do it, too.
How much to Tucker Kraft do you also help contribute to that? Since he had such a good game, he had a lot of yards after catch, breaking tackles.
Tucker Kraft, Mac, and Yak.
Yeah.
I give a lot of credit to him. There was one he got 59 yards on that was a little floater that looked like Jordan Love got hit, and Tucker Kraft went and made a play on the ball. That's what I expect. You go back and you fight for the ball. I give him a lot of credit on what he's able to do when he catches the ball in space. He is phenomenal there. I think, and there's a good argument. He's a top 3 tight end, and he ain't 2, and he ain't 3. I would put Tucker Kraft's production, even like at a sample sizes that he's at. If you put it on a large scale to some of these other tight ends that are getting more catches than he is, or more targets than he is as well. Production wise, he's a top 3 tight end.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he was balling out. And so let's look at some of this team stats here, man. I just want to go ahead and point out you guys only had 5 penalties for 47 yards.
Look at us.
Look at us. Let's take a drink to that.
Let's do it. Look at us.
Oh man, that's good stuff right there.
We cut him in half. And on the subject of penalties, Drew.
Uh-oh. I know where this is going.
We got to outlaw DPI. You have to outlaw underthrown defensive pass interference. In what world, at your job, if you do bad at your job, do you get rewarded?
Unfortunately not.
So why does a quarterback get rewarded on an underthrown ball? And the cornerback's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Hey, I'm just in your pocket. I'm not touching you. I'm not grabbing you as you're going down the field, as we saw in the New York Giants Philly game. I'm not holding hands playing ring around the fucking Rosie down the field. I'm just playing. I am able to have the same exact piece of grass as you are. The ball's underthrown and you're not working through me. How can I turn around and make that play? You got to outlaw underthrown defensive PIs, because you already can get DPI if it's uncatchable. So we both ways.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think the problem is that not enough people talk about it. Like, you never hear people talk about they needed to outlaw this kind of DPI because and I know the NFL is trying to be more offense based. That's what sells.
Of course they are.
Yeah, but it's just going to get to a point where this is just I think Rodgers even did that on purpose.
He definitely did. He definitely did.
I mean, it was just the throw was so off. I mean, he had to come back, and he's right there. It's just ridiculous. So the thing is, I think they're just going to have to be a conversation. Like, it's going to be a Super Bowl, a play that this happens, and the team's going to lose, and then it's going to cause a big controversy.
Yep.
And that's what it's going to take, unfortunately. So
you want to hear about the next controversy of penalties in that game? So it was on a drive. The Steelers had the ball. I can't remember what part of the field they're on. I think they're on like the 30, 35-yard line. And Rodgers goes up there. You're 19. You're 19. Left tackle just takes 2 steps. Takes 2 steps as a pulling left guard or left tackle.
Yeah.
Never seen how blatant of a false start it was. Blatant. This guy, this 6'7", 340-pound sack of shit, got his ass up from his 2-point stance, took 2 steps before the ball was snapped, and no false start. Okay, no problem. I mean, crazy as hell, right? Crazy as hell. Not bad, It's blatant, but keep playing. You got to play through the refs. All right? Then, next drive, one of the last couple drives of the game, it's 3rd down, 3rd and 7. Packers got 3 defensive linemen down. Micah's kind of sitting right there over the center and doing a couple little basketball moves, getting ready to go. Freaking Aaron Rodgers out. And then he does his, patting in, hot, and got a little. Kobe one got a little step, a little jump. I mean, it wasn't offsides, right? It was. All right.
I did see that play where they didn't call it.
Hand up accountability for them.
Yeah.
Why is that getting blown up way more than a 6'7", 340-pound sack of shit getting up Broderick Jones and taking 2 steps. But they don't want to admit it that was a thing either. I could say, hey, yeah, he jumped. I can't make the call though. But you can't complain about this if you're not going to take accountability for an even more blatant false start earlier in the game. And then a non-call on that long Tucker Kraft catch, non-offensive pass interference. But then you get this easy one against Keyshawn Nixon where he's just literally his hands up. Or what else am I supposed to do? So it's like, let's get this media out there, okay? So all you clowns up there in Pittsburgh, shut up. You lost. Shut up. Take your loss like a yinzer that you are and move the fuck along. You lost. You were up by 2 scores going into half. And then we woke up and we put belt to ass. You just pissed away.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Just imagine if you had a good kicker too.
I mean, we would have scored 45 fucking points. And they only scored their measly 25. This was this game was like, even though we were losing, it kind of felt like we were in control the whole time, which is weird. We felt like we were in control. But just to kind of look at some of the quick stats like we were going to, you know, I just really want to highlight my guy Jordan Love here. Really want to highlight him. He had an 89.1 QBR rating, 78.4 completion rating. I thought this guy was a mediocre bad quarterback.
I said he was having an MVP season.
I'm not talking.
Oh, hold on, no.
Oh, no, that Jalen dumbass up there.
No, that was you too. You were like, "Oh, not yet."
I didn't think he was, but this one was a big play. Was a big game for him. This one puts him back in that conversation. He just didn't. He hadn't had a game like this yet, like an MVP performance yet. You know, he added 3 more touchdowns, so now he's got 13 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's just balling in this game.
13 touchdowns to 2 interceptions.
Yeah, I thought this guy was an interception merchant. You know.
Wow.
He's a gunslinger, and all those passes were largely down the field. It was freaking great. It was great. Now, if we look at another guy here, you know, you gotta give the lowlights. Got to give the lowlights, right?
Yep.
Our run game, Emmanuel Wilson. This is our backup running back, right? He's our change of pace. I want to say, or change of pace. He is like to Josh Jacobs' smash. He's the slash. He had 61 rushing yards. He played great. I really think that Josh Jacobs' calf injury is hurting him a little bit more than we're led on to be, because he only had 33 yards rushing, but he had a touchdown. So like he's making it worth it. You know, he's got 447 yards on the year, 17th. To his like moniker, that's bad. He's pissed off about that, but he's got second in touchdowns. If only, you know, Jonathan Taylor didn't exist, he'd be first. But that's enough of this. You want to move over to the Panthers?
Are you ready?
I mean,
I don't know if you're ready, man. How much time you got?
Today I got time.
You know what, man? Let's take a nice drink before this. Let's take a nice. Hey, actually, man. No, we'll get to it later.
Okay.
We'll get to it later.
So
we'll stay on this subject.
See, no, we'll keep it later just to keep you guys around, just so you got to figure out what Drew's talking about. So we stick around so you can figure out what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's gonna be entertaining to watch.
See, now, Drew, I thought you told me this morning. You texted me. You said, "Eddie, I'm pissed off."
I'm pissed.
He said, "I'm fucking pissed off."
Do you want to know who I'm pissed at, man? The most?
What is it, Drew?
I'm gonna start this rant. Here we go. Dave Canales. Dave Canales. That's where I'm gonna start, Eddie. That's why I got a problem with, man.
You got a problem with the coach?
I got a problem with the coach.
Talk to me.
Man. I don't understand, man. The Bills have the worst rush defense in the NFL by far. Like, they have a really bad rush defense. Now, on the other hand, the Panthers, we have a really good rush offense with Rico Dowdle at the helm.
Rico.
You know, you you know, and guess how many carries he had yesterday?
Who, Rico? 7.
Yeah, 8. Close, but
That was a guess.
he had
That was
8
a guess.
yards. Yeah,
That's criminal.
Guess how many yards do you average per carry?
7.4.
Close, 7.
7's a lucky number.
And it's just like, you know, dude, you got your backup quarterback coming in. You know he's not going to be able to sling it like he used to. He's struggling.
That red
he's going to be
rocket.
struggling against this Bills defense. Why are we not giving it to Rico 40 times? Just let him run it down the throat. I don't care if it's 3rd and 8, 2nd and 8, you know, just give the ball to Rico. If they can't stop it, they can't stop it. They got the worst run defense in the NFL, and we got one of the hottest backs in the NFL. Run it down their fucking throat. Like, why are we trying to throw it with Andy Dalton all over the place? Why are we giving Chuba the ball? He ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry, I like Chuba, but it's just not working right now with Chuba. Let's just run with Rico. Why can't we do that? What is the problem? I don't get it. We would have at least been competitive. I know the defense was getting their ass kicked. Well, I'm gonna get to that. Don't worry. But we could have at least scored 20 points if Rico was playing. I mean, what are we doing here? We got Andy Dalton standing like a statue in the pocket. You know, I mean, what's wrong with Hendon Hooker? Is he that bad? Is Hendon Hooker that bad? We can't put Hendon Hooker in.
Hey, Detroit didn't want him.
I mean, is he that bad? I mean, goodness gracious, that's the best quarterback we got.
Send him
That's
up.
what I'm saying. Just give it to Rico, Wildcat Rico, all game. I don't care.
There you go. Now you're talking.
I mean, just he used to play quarterback in high school. He could throw it. It's just this is ridiculous, man. Like, this is just bad coaching. This is just bad coaching decisions. I mean, going up against the worst run defense in the NFL, you don't run one of the hottest backs in the NFL. And
you should have been giving him an IV.
He should have been the starter.
You should have ran him so much he had an IV.
Proved.
Oh yeah, he should have ran him so much that when he gets back to the sideline, he needs oxygen and an IV.
Yeah, and he's only on a 1-year deal. Like, he's going to be gone at the end of this year. Let's run him into the ground, you know? Let's use him up, man. Get all of the juice out of him. You know, I'm sorry, Chuba. I like Chuba, but, you know, you'll play next year.
Was Dave trying to prove a point that he can use a backup quarterback and still run the same offense?
I think Dave has a loyalty problem over production. I think he values seniority over production. And it's I don't know if he's not seeing talent correctly, like who's the clearly better player or the best way to go about things. But, you know, just like, you should have known that Andy Dalton wasn't going to get it done yesterday. And we should have had a whole different game plan, whether it's, you know, just run the ball with Rico or throw screens to Jimmy Horn, do something different. It just wasn't working. And the whole game plan from the start was bad. And then we'll get to the defense or whenever you want to get to there, wherever you want to go next.
You roll. I want to hear your issues with Andy Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
Cut a promo on Andy Dalton on his that shit effort that was displayed.
All right. First of all, Andy Dalton needs to be investigated for taking a dive.
Not the
on the
FBI.
Sports gambling shit. Oh, he needs to. That man, there is no way that he played that bad, bro. Like, he threw it right to the defensive lineman. I mean, what are we doing, bro? I mean, there was just so many bad mistakes. He took a sack on a 3rd down when we didn't have any timeouts to get some points at the end of the half, and we could have kicked a field goal. He messed that up. He messed everything up. Like, I mean, he had actually a couple good throws and made some good decisions, but a lot of his throws were just on target. Like, he don't have the accuracy anymore. And, you know, I'm not going to put it all on Andy Dalton, because they shouldn't have put it all on Andy Dalton. They should have put it all on the run game. And Andy Dalton should have, you know, he can make a couple passes here and there. You know, he got Ted Rowe. He had 175 yards. I mean, he can throw it a little bit, but you shouldn't have put the game on his shoulders. And that's where we went wrong. Now from the offense. Now, we did have some injuries, unfortunately. We had 3 of our offensive linemen go down. You had Cade Mays go down, Brady Christensen, and Taylor Moton went down. Christensen's looking like he's out for the year. I think he's got a torn ACL. Cade Mays look like he's going to be back. Austin Corbett, he caused a fumble because he had to play center because Maid was out because he's been snapping the ball wrong on a year, so he needs to not be playing center anymore. Oh my goodness, bro! Like it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like pattern recognition. It's like,
Oh yeah.
it's why is Austin Corbett? Well, I mean, he had to play center, I guess, but
He didn't have no choice.
yeah, I know. I'm going off a little bit. They had a lot of injuries on the offensive line, but still, I mean, they were playing good up until then. I mean, but still, they should have ran the ball as far as the offense. Now, going from the offense to the defense, I'm really nervous going to the rest of the year because I think the Bills just exposed our weakness in our defense.
Well,
They
tell me.
absolutely exposed us. All they did all game was just go. All they have is Derek Brown. Just keep it away from Derek Brown. Let's run around Derek Brown. That's all they did was outside the tackle runs away from Derek Brown, and they got yards on top of yards on top of yards, and it worked. And now I'm going to fear every team is going to do the exact same because we don't have any great linebackers who can set the edge other than Scorton, and he's a rookie, so I'm not expecting him to carry the weight of the team
That'd be tough
on his shoulders. Yeah. Some weeks, because that's what Arizona did to us, was really running around the edges, and that's why we cut DJ Johnson, because he couldn't set the edge. And now they just exposed us again, so now I'm worried that teams are just going to be running around us or just spreading the field on us, and we're not going to be able to keep up with them.
Nick Scorton got a sack, didn't he?
He did. He had a sack and a half, I believe.
Oh, my guy. Now, well, did you have nightmares Dalvin Cook still running on B of A field when you went to bed last night?
No, we just couldn't tackle, and it's like they forgot how to tackle. I mean, I don't understand. And
Dalvin Cook's a dog.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I'll give it to him. He was running all over us, and it's like I think he had something like average like 7 or 11 yards before contact. It's like we weren't even getting a hand on him. And like I said, they were just keeping it away from Derek Brown, and our young edge players couldn't get to him. And, our linebacker core is weak, and, Mo Rig and Nick Scott was missing tackles, and we couldn't get it done.
It wasn't very. I had it up while the wife was watching the Bears game. I had it up on my iPad. It was, brother. It was a tough watch. I felt for you.
It's tough when the other team is just running it down your throat and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah,
because that's you're doomed. If you can't stop the run, that's it. You're done. And they just exposed us, and now I'm worried every team. Like, next week Packers, I'm not going to be surprised if.
Well, we don't really have a back that we want to run wide zone, but we don't have much effectiveness for it.
Yeah.
If
even the Bills are doing a lot of like screens on the outside too, like a wide receiver screen, like anything, just keeping it on the edge, spreading the field, keeping it away from our interior defensive line because that's our strength.
Yeah.
On our defensive line is right there in the interior. Turk Wharton,
speed.
Derek Brown, Ashawn Robinson. It's 3 solid interior defensive linemen, and they just kept it away from him. And it's very smart, and that's just superior coaching. Like Sean McDermott and Joe Brady, that's just superior coaching. And Dave Canales can't even figure out what running back needs to play. So
that's got to be the most disappointing thing is him not figuring out that Rico's like third or fourth in rushing yards in the NFL, not on the team, in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm not saying
what are we doing?
Yeah, I know, and it's. I'm not saying we would have won the game if we just gave the ball to Rico 40, 50 times that game. I'm not saying we would have won, but I think we would have been a little bit more competitive. We wouldn't have turned the ball over 3 times like Andy Dalton did, which put our defense in a bad spot to give up 40 points. So we can blame the defense all day. Yeah, they had a bad day. I ain't gonna lie, but like I said, if you can't move the ball, the defense don't even want to play.
They don't want to go out there. You start magically getting cramps and your arm hurts.
Yeah, and I think you can lose the locker room, because I think that shows that you value seniority over production. This is a production based league, not a I'm more loyal to this guy because he's been here longer. And all due respect, fuck that.
There you go.
Fuck that, man. We're about productivity. We are about productivity.
What the fuck have you done for me lately?
Exactly.
Rico,
And
balling. Chuba
Yeah.
on the fucking bench riding the pine because he got a little boo-boo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, and like just let Chuba just rest, man. Like I mean, it's
But-
so just bad coaching decisions. Like I've been saying, his coaching decisions have been baffling me all year. This is still baffling me. If Rico is not starting next week, getting 30 touches, I mean, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you're going to need running back by committee against this Packers defense. But kind of for the Packers defense, it's kind of opposite of what you are saying with Derek Brown. I mean, people try and run it, Micah. I mean, some people have success, but we have one of the best run defenses in football. So that's what's kind of going to make it really tough for is, is Andy Dalton starting? Is Bryce Young playing? I mean, we'll know more, Wednesday and Thursday after, checking out the injury report.
Yeah, and our offensive line, the big question, I don't know what's going on with Moton and Mays. I think Mays is okay, but they don't know about Moton. He's had a bad knee for a while now, and he's in his 30s. He's getting old. So I mean, I'm almost 30, but I'm not an NFL player.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, and so I'm just I'm a little worried about that because I think our next lineman on the list was like one of our tight ends. So we're gonna have to bring up somebody from the practice squad. Yep. We're going to have to figure something out, and hopefully that's not going to affect our O-line because our O-line has been playing very well the past few weeks, especially in the run game and the pass game. I mean, Andy Dalton had clean pocket a lot of the days.
He just held the ball. He held the ball, he wanted to try and order Uber Eats from the pocket before he threw the ball.
That's what I'm saying, man. He needs to be investigated because I don't see how you could be that frozen. Like he just looked unprepared. Like he looks like he hasn't practiced with the team. It's like, what are we doing, man? Throw the check down. At the very least, throw the check down.
You would think you would have
veteran
opposite,
quarterback.
yeah, you would have opposite problems. Like you would think maybe Bryce holds the ball too long and Andy's the one coming in and getting the ball out. Because league wide, all these vets are getting the ball out quick. League wide, all these 40-year-olds. Yeah. But then now you got this guy who seems like he's been at practice via Zoom call. Hanging back there. It don't look like he even cares either. That's the thing. It doesn't even look like he cares.
Yeah, I know. He just and it's like the thing with Bryce is he can hang on to the ball a little longer because he can scramble. He's got that ability. Andy Dalton knows he can't run like that anymore. I mean, damn, Andy Dalton made Bryce Young look like Lamar Jackson. Right. I mean, he was running he's running as fast as I can power walk. It was ridiculous. And he's trying to scramble and all this. I'm just like, man.
Because that's the reason he had 3 turnovers just because he got strip sacked twice. I know he got at least once just from watching it.
He had 3 fumbles and 1 pick, 1 fumble we got back. So he could have had 4 turnovers. Luckily, we got 1 back.
I mean, I think you go with Hendon. If Bryce isn't ready to go, there's no way you can trot Andy Dalton's ass out there against Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary.
Not without giving the ball to Rico all game.
Yeah,
that's the only other way you can do it.
Yeah, unless you run him every play, that's the only way you can have an argument of putting Andy Dalton out there. Because this Andy Dalton's proving why. I don't know why he's still on the Panthers. He's been there for 6 years now. It feels like.
Ever since we got Bryce, we got him to be Bryce's mentor.
Well, you get a new mentor. You need one. You need to get Joe Flacco to come in for a year.
Yeah, his age was showing, man. I mean, that's just bad. I mean, he just looked slow. He was undecisive. I mean, 7 sacks.
Yeah, that's bad.
And our O-line was playing low. We was holding up, and we had a clean pocket. He just couldn't do it.
And then the Buffalo Bills don't even have any premier rushers. I mean, they got Joey Bosa, but that guy's got 4 knee replacements. He ain't beating anybody like he did his first few years.
Yeah, but I will say though, watching him play, like I said, he would be throwing the ball, ripping the ball downfield more than Bryce Young did, and he did. And I think that really showed, that we can rip the ball downfield and get it to somebody. And that's what happened last year, when Bryce saw Andy go in and start ripping it downfield. He came in at the back end of last year and turned it up. And I think this might help, Bryce kind of see how he throws it downfield or anticipates his throws going downfield. And maybe Bryce can follow that because we have it, man. And a lot of those throws, Andy was just off target, and the guy was open.
Yeah, I saw
So,
plenty of times Tet was open, and it was like an overthrow. Speaking of Tet, how's my guy doing? How's my guy Tet?
Oh, dude, he had a great day. I think he had like 10 yards, almost 94 yards, 10 receptions, something like that. He had one that was on a back shoulder throw. Andy threw it just too far outside for him to bring it in.
Just a bit outside.
Just about outside. But other than that, man, he was balling out. I mean, he was basically Andy's safety net. He was throwing it to Ted as much as he could. Jimmy Horn looked real good. He was getting open. Just like I said, Andy was off with his accuracy. Coker had a couple catches.
Yeah, dive deep more into Jimmy Horn because I watched a couple of his plays. He, at least watching on my iPad, he looked explosive. Like
he's so explosive.
When he would get the ball, it was explosiveness. Now, why is he not getting the you would know? Is he getting the reps, the snaps that he should be, or are they just using him as a gadget guy?
I don't think we're barely using it as a get. We'll throw like one screen and one like reverse kind of lateral a game with him, and that's it. We haven't tried no big play action deep post, or at least that I've seen. Before he's gotten sacked or whatever. But it's just, I think it's just bad coaching, man. Like it's not knowing what we have and not using what we have. I think he's so focused on let's give the ball to Chuba. Or, let's give the ball to our first-round pick, Tet. And it's like, man, we got a weapon over here, a secret weapon that we haven't used all year. We haven't thrown one deep pass to him all year.
Don't worry, he'll get 150 yards. He'll get 150 yards on Sunday against Keyshawn Nixon. Don't worry, he's going to have his coming out party.
Or at the very least, man, just use him as a clear out, Throw him on a go route and, back those safeties up. Keep him true because that's another thing with Bryce is they know he doesn't really throw the ball deep that well, so they play up on us, and it makes it harder for us. Because they know we don't have any deep threats. And it's like I said, I just think it's kind of just bad coaching, man. It's like not knowing what we have or what the talent, like not using all of our talent to our disposal.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you on kind of like what your philosophy is there, where we're not using all the tools in the toolkit. We're kind of just using a hammer to unscrew a doorknob. Like
it's like you're using your two favorite tools to like try and make the whole job, but it's like you got all these other little tools they can help you out.
They'll make life easy for you.
Yeah,
it's all about working.
They might take a little practice.
Yeah,
it might take a little practice to figure out how to use them right. But
that's what you do Wednesday through Friday.
Right, you got a complete toolbox.
Yeah. Now move over to the defense. How did my guy Mike Jack do?
They did fine. The pass defense did fine. Josh Allen didn't have that great of a game. I mean, he even said it himself. He even said in the post-game interview, he's like, I didn't have a great game, but luckily we have Dalvin Cook on the team. So, he just balled out. It was basically just the run defense just giving up yards and the linebackers not getting to their spots and the safeties not getting to where they needed to go because I'm not expecting the corners to shut down runs. That's not their job. So he did fine. JC did fine. I
really think the 40-9 is kind of not indicative to where the game was because going into after the first quarter, as we kind of move over and look at how the game went, the statistics for it, only gave up 3 points in the first quarter, right? Then you get 3, so it's 3-3. Then they go on to score 16 points. So, what is it? 19-3 at half. That's a ball game. That's still a ball game. Then the third quarter was an absolute just cluster.
This man, yeah.
We look at here. Josh Allen, like you said, not a great game. 12 of 9. I don't remember the last time I've seen a stat line like this from Josh Allen. 12 of 19, 163 yards, and like Andy Dalton did pretty much similar. He had 175 yards.
Yeah,
and it's just that Dalvin Cook just killed you, man. Yeah, and look at that. And Ted almost had 100
yards.
Yeah, 216 from Dalvin Cook on 19 carries. That's 2 touchdowns. And Allen accounts for 3 touchdowns himself. I think he had like 3 rushing touchdowns himself. But it's tough when, you're giving up the ball in terrible field position for them there. It's
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other main concern. People were saying, our defense was, giving up a lot of points. And yeah, they were so, but we also gave up 3 turnovers.
Yep.
And when you're giving up 3 turnovers and putting your defense in a bad spot, not only is it demoralizing, but, you're going to give up more points. So, like I said, our defense played bad, but if we would have had Rico in there, minus their turnovers, I don't think they score 40.
I don't think they do either. If you're able to just protect the ball a little bit better, because Ted had 99 yards. That's good enough. It's bad for Andy Dalton to only have fucking 76 yards go to any other receiver outside of him. Like that's just not good. That's not what you pay. It's not what you paid the guy to do. Do you think Bryce Young plays Sunday?
Absolutely. I mean, he was practicing last week. I think they just didn't play him this week just to be sure. And now they know they can't have Andy go back out there.
I don't think.
Or like I said, unless they give it to Rico all game long. So Bryce has got to come back and play, man. I'm excited to see him come back out here. Hopefully he learned something from Andy. Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, you have to hope. You have to hope.
There was a hilarious picture in point of the game. I was watching it where they threw up a picture. Andy Dalton was standing next to Bryce Young, and they threw up the stat line from last week and this week, and it was Andy Dalton was all mad on the sideline, and Bryce Young just sitting there smiling. Yeah,
just cheesing it up.
My job is secure.
Cheesing it up.
My job is secure. Yeah, so. And that's the thing I've been saying all along, man, is turnovers. If you lose the turnover battle, you're probably going to lose the game.
Amen.
And that's 3 turnovers. They didn't turn over the ball once.
Who's the game balls going to? If any. If there's any game balls.
It's got to go to T-Mac. It's got to go to T-Mac. He's the only one who was productive all day. He shined. He should have had a touchdown, but Andy threw a bad ball, and he almost had a one-handed grab. That would have been sweet, but, I can't expect him to be Superman all the time. And, yeah, Ted gets the game ball. He's the only one who balled out, was consistently catching the ball. Man, that's it for the game ball.
Who's getting clowned in the film room?
Oh, my God. Andy might as well just stay home, bro. I wouldn't even come. Man. I mean, just sitting in the pocket, like just waiting to be sacked. That's what it looked like. I mean, just you can throw the ball, do something. Like, good God, man. So,
well, I'm gonna give you some shining light here, okay? Because I'm your good friend. I'm your good pal. I'm gonna give you some shining light. Here's silver lining. You're still 500. It's a bad loss. You kind of got to just shoot up, spit it out, get rid of it. You're ninth. You're ninth in the conference for the NFC. So, you're right behind the Bears. You're throwing distance away from getting a wild card spot. As always, Packers at top.
Yeah,
leading the pack.
I'm just worried. We have the 3rd hardest schedule in the NFL the rest of the year.
I don't believe that junk. Hardest this.
Look at our schedule.
Yeah, well, NFL's fucking hard all around. NFL's fucking hard. I'll look at it. Let me pull it up here.
The only easy games we have left are the Saints. We play the Saints twice,
and the Saints just gave Tampa Bay a little bit of a rough time. So yeah, you guys go to Lambeau next Sunday. Then, like you said, New Orleans. I mean, Atlanta. Who knows what the fuck Atlanta's doing? They're the most mysterious team ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Then you got San Fran. I mean, they're fucking dog shit.
In San Fran.
Yeah, that's fine. You go,
Now they're going to beat us.
No, they just lost to Houston. They just got dog walked. They had 18 minutes of time of possession against Houston. Come on. Maybe CMC has his revenge game. Have you guys played the Niners since trading?
In Levi Stadium. Too.
Yeah, and then you got the Rams at home, New Orleans again, Tampa Bay, Seattle 10. I mean, out of the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, if you can win 5, you'll make the playoffs. 5 or 6.
To beat New Orleans and Atlanta, there's 3.
Yeah, you'll have to
beat Tampa Bay once.
Yeah, and then if you could steal one against San Francisco
on Monday night primetime. We've never, dude. I don't think Bryce never won a primetime game before.
Why not now? Why not now?
That'd be nice. That'd be nice, man.
But before
You think we could do it?
that you guys can win a couple more games.
You think we can make the playoffs?
Yeah, that especially the NFC South. I mean, it's pretty wide open there in the NFC South. I don't think Tampa Bay's as good as they are. Atlanta can't figure it out, and the Saints are a JV football team. Yeah, because it's league wide. You know, looking at everything here, if my controller ever wants to work here, looking kind of at the entirety of the league, it's a good year to be a mediocre team, meaning you know it's 5-1, then 2-6-2 teams, 3-5-2 teams, and then it's you and the Bears. Like we're gonna beat Detroit, so that's another loss for them. See, Buccaneers aren't that great. San Francisco's gonna tank. So as long as you keep up with, and everybody below you is bad. Everybody below you is bad. So it's like if you can just keep up with the Joneses, win. If you can get to 9 wins, I think you can make it in this year with 9 wins into the playoffs.
I hope so, man. That'd be cool.
Yeah, why not? Since you have the young team, even if you lose in the wild card, it's the experience that matters, not.
Oh, I know. I just want to make it to the playoffs, man.
You just want to play January football.
That'd be nice, man.
But
around my birthday.
There you go. That's right. Then you turn 30, and you and Andy can go celebrate playing or you and the center can go celebrate playing at the age of 30.
Hell yeah!
But before we put a wrap kind of on a bow on this, and we move on to our next time, I kind of want to talk about. Cause I didn't mention it when we were breaking down the Packers. I kind of want to talk about like one's emotional state watching the Packers play against Aaron Rodgers. It was weird, man. The roller coaster, the up and down of emotions. I felt it felt like it took an eternity just to get to the game. You know, get it started. All day, it was like the longest day of my life, it felt like. And that seeing him in that Pittsburgh jersey, I was like, oh, well, it was ugly. So it was like a double, And it was on like Donkey Kong. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I love you, 12, but not tonight. And it was.
So, what did what differences did you notice from Aaron Rodgers playing on the Packers from Aaron Rodgers playing on the Steelers? What was the main differences you saw in this game?
No difference. If I'm comparing him to the last year he played with us, no difference. I mean, he was getting the ball out a little bit quicker, but really no difference. Still skittish in the pocket. It felt like watching him because it was like couldn't figure out what was going on. Couldn't figure out everything that he wanted to do. But I got to tell you something. If you told me in the year year of our Lord, 2025, that Aaron Rodgers would be on a bootleg out of the pocket, rolling to the right, on a big third down, in a Steelers jersey, wearing getting chased by Micah Parsons in a Packers jersey, if you had told me that 2 years ago, I'm like, you're fucking drunk. But seeing it and watching it, I was just like I'm watching something out of Nat Geo on like a documentary on a lion going after its prey. Just the way he turns a corner, he's like some slow old grandpa gazelle trying to get out there and run away. And here comes this young fucking lion ready just to pounce on him because it's an easy meal. Like, that was so fucking weird. Like, emotionally weird. But I fucking loved every second of it. I fucking loved every second of whooping that old man's ass. Because it's like, you know what it's like? It's like beating your older brother or your older sibling in a game, but they're like years older than you. And they've been whooping your ass at this video game for years. It's like when I beat my brother's ass in Madden. You know, he used to beat my ass in Madden growing up. And now I'll spot him 30 points and still whoop his ass. That's kind of what it felt like, you know? Watching the Green Bay Packers beat up on Aaron Rodgers.
No, I bet, especially since y'all were down at half. So, like, what were you thinking at halftime when y'all were down 6 points?
I immediately told myself that the Steelers aren't up by enough for me to be concerned right now. Like 9 points isn't going to beat this Green Bay Packers team. They're way too fucking explosive. We have a 4x1 relay race team at receivers. You know, and Jordan Love is in his bag is still consistently trending up in his play. So I wasn't worried at all. I was like, okay, when's Matt gonna take the handcuffs off Jordan? Like, when's he gonna be like, all right, we're down 9 points. Now you can go play Jordan. Like, why can't we get that from snap one? You know, let him go fucking loose. And he did in the second half. And I was like, because I knew the defense was going to stop him. I wasn't worried about that. I knew Micah and the boys were going to go after and get him. And they did. They proved it right. But now, speaking of both these teams, let's do a little preview. The Green Bay Packers and Carolina Panthers.
Or that.
Yes.
Let's get a drink.
Let's do it. Yeah, I need a drink.
Thirsty.
I'm thirsty. Hey, before that, let's go back. No, before we do that, now I think we've held the viewers up long enough. I think we need to figure out
yes.
what this withholding that Drew's keeping from us.
Yes. So if y'all watched our last episode when we were talking about our games next week, Eddie was talking about Miami and Atlanta, and he said there's no way that Miami is going to beat Atlanta. And if Miami blows out Atlanta, he will do two beers on the podcast. And Lord behold.
That's it. I'll do one.
Yes, you
I'll
did.
do one. I can't do two. I'm too old.
Okay.
I'll do one. I'll do a beer chug. All right.
And Lord behold, Tua Tagovailoa
That son of a bitch.
done showed out.
Son of a
In the
bitch.
ATL.
Tua. He finally got rid of his CTE
Yeah.
and he just had to fuck me up.
Oh yeah. Hey, he went to Atlanta. Probably got him some ladies of the night to come on over.
He went and hung out with
You know,
T.I.,
he's nice
got lit up with T.I., and started
Yeah.
stunning on him.
He came in a new man.
Well, before I do that, we're gonna take a quick little break while I go get this beer ready. But you know what? If Miami beats Atlanta, I will come on our Monday stream because it'll be too late by the end of the Packers game on Sunday night. On our Monday show, I will shotgun a beer.
Okay.
And I will shotgun 2 beers. Damn it! If the Packers win as well.
Oh, if the Packers win?
Fuck. All right.
Okay.
And I will shotgun 2 beers if the Packers win as well. All right. We're going to do one now, and then we'll do one before we end the show.
All right.
All right.
Oh, my God.
And we're back. A debt is about to get paid. I'm not a psychopath. I'm not going to do 2 in a row. I will do one now, and then I will do one at the end of the show. So consider this half a debt paid.
There we go. Oh, yeah. For Green Bay. Hell yeah.
I used to be better back in my younger days. I was like Toby Keith, you know. I ain't as good as I once was. But I could be good once.
I'm glad I watched that whole episode, or I wouldn't have remembered that.
I didn't even remember. I mean, last episode I was pretty tore up.
Yeah.
So let's move into the last 2 things we got from this episode, which is previewing Packers and the Panthers. So this game, as we both know, will be held at legendary, historic Lambeau Field at 1 o'clock. All right. So what is your first opinion on it being a 12.5 point spread?
It's not looking good.
No? You don't think so?
After what we just saw, it's not looking good. I think, like I said, the Bills exposed our run defense. I think you guys have too strong of a passing offense. Even though our corners are decent, we have no pass rush. I don't really see us slowing y'all down much in the passing game. Just keep it away from JC, and I think you'll be fine. I just don't see any I just don't see any really holes that we can exploit through y'all other than giving it to Rico 40 times.
Yeah,
and
well,
hoping he busts off.
I think the biggest thing you can expose is our cornerbacks on defense. If you can come in with the right plan of getting the ball out quick and your receivers winning, like within those first like short yardage to kind of either create separation with a step on the outside, because you really don't you don't really have a tight end that's a real route runner, and that's been given the Packers fits as the tight ends. We've been pretty much kept most receivers in check outside of George Pickens, but Ted's a big guy. You know, he's a 6'4" receiver. Makes it tough.
All of our receivers are big.
Yeah.
XL's 6'3", Jalen Coker's 6'3". All of them are 220 plus. We got a big receiving core, but that's what I'm saying. We're lacking speed, and that's why I think Jimmy Horn should be playing a little bit more. So maybe we'll see a little bit more of him this week. I doubt it, since Dave Canales seems to not like to play other people than who he thinks should be playing.
Interesting kind of thing going into this game. This is like the fourth or fifth straight Packers game with who we play the next week is coming off a loss. Because in week 3 we played the Browns. They were coming off a loss. Week 4, Cowboys coming off a loss. Next game was the Bengals coming off a loss. And then Pittsburgh coming off a loss. And now Panthers coming off a loss. I just think that's interesting. Like, I've never really looked at it like that way, but I've always thought that was pretty interesting. There was a statistic there. Now, does your confidence change if Bryce Young plays, or do you get more worried if Bryce Young plays?
No, I'm not more worried at all. I think he's been making better decisions, and he's a little bit more confident in his play now, to the point where he's not turning the ball over, twice, 3 times a game. So as long as he doesn't turn the ball over and completes the passes, I think we can be okay as long as we can get our run game going. But I know you guys got a solid run defense, and coach seems to not like to play our best running back. So. Depending on what his decision is on who's going to be the starting back, I think is going to play a big role in this game.
Yeah, just looking kind of at the big picture of injury report, we obviously don't have one out now because it's Monday. You got Chandler Zavala. Am I saying that right? Zavala?
Chandler Zavala.
Yep, he's out. He's on IR. Bryce Young. But they said the estimated return date is November 2nd. Now that's next weekend, or that's Sunday, right? Is November 2nd?
Yeah.
So maybe
he'll be playing next week.
Well, he's on the IR. I mean, has he already been? Is his practice window up? For him to his coming up from the PUP, his 20-day window. Do you know anything about that? Here, we'll take a look at it. 7 hours ago, we'll have his 21-day practice window opened up later this week. For that guard, Chandler. So it'll be open this week, probably Wednesday. So he may play, may not play. I would expect him not to play, especially if he needs a ramp-up period. Now let's take a look at Bryce Young, see what the latest on him is. Canal said that Young logged an encouraging running session Monday, and the team is hopeful he will play in some capacity or practice in some capacity Wednesday, said Tom Pelissero. So, I mean, that's a good sign for you. Because I think, if anything, you want him, win, lose, or draw against a really good defense that the Packers have. You really want your young quarterback to kind of get that experience under his belt of playing against a really good pass rush so that he can take next steps the next time he has that type of defense to play against. And then it said Derek Brown is questionable. But he doesn't believe it's anything significant with his knee, I think it said. And then Telvin Wallace had a concussion, and then Brady Christensen's done for the year. Outside of Bryce Young and Derek Brown, do you expect Trevin Wallace to play? Because he got a big sack, right, against Josh Allen?
Yeah, he's gonna play. They thought he had a concussion, but he passed protocol. It looks like it was just a little stinger. It looked like he was belling a little bit.
Those stingers are tough.
So
ex-running back, now Philadelphia Eagle running back. Dillon, AJ Dillon was out for an entire year because of the stinger. was put out for the rest of the year. So those things are tough. And then to look at kind of what the Green Bay Packers injury report is coming back from, that last game. Nick Neiman, he's a great special teams guy. He's probably done for a while. I don't know if they're going to put him on IR because he's got a pectoral issue. So he won't be playing, and he's like our special teams ace. You remember that Patriots, one special teams player they had that was there for like ever, and he was always an All-Pro, always made a Pro Bowl. He's basically that guy. He's the only guy on special teams that tackles for us. So, and you know what? That's actually probably where you might have an advantage on the special teams because ours is non-existent. We don't have one. We got a punter who's fucking fantastic. But that's about it. We can't stop holding. And the next guy is Dontavian Wicks, one of my favorite guys. He had a calf injury coming out of that Cardinals game. Didn't play Sunday. He brings a different dynamic to this team, aside from the rest of the receivers the Packers have. He's a great route runner. He is always at the top in separation against man coverage. So he always does fantastic against that. So I don't know if the Panthers run a lot man or more zone. Zone. Okay. So I mean, even if he takes out a week, he probably won't be. Now, a guy I'm hoping comes back. It would make sense for him to come back this week. Is Lucas Van Ness, our other pass rusher, to complement these guys. He's had a great year. He had a weird foot injury at the end of the Bengals game. He got a sack and then hurt his foot. So that's weird. Hope he comes back. And then Warren Brinson, who's good. It's just hamstring. And then Colin Oliver, we drafted this guy. He's on the PUP list. He ain't never played. And he's supposed to be some really good pass rusher. But wait, there's more. We have a CVS receipt of fucking NFL. I guess it's just breaking down every team. A CVS receipt long list. But screw that. I ain't looking for all that. Now, where do you think the Panthers have the best chance to exploit them outside the run game? Do you think there's anything on defense that your Carolina Panthers are going to be able to do to contain Jordan Love from?
Are you talking? Say that again, or is there anything other our defense?
Is there anything? Yeah, is there anything on the defense you think you can do to contain Jordan Love from continuing on this explosive trail that he's on?
Yeah, I would really like to see a lot more blitzes. Our pass rush is really lacking. And I think, the more we blitz, the more we can get home and possibly, disturb Jordan Love, maybe just a little bit to, put some pressure on him, because when we do our 4-man rush, man, we're just not getting home. And, when he can sit back there and, pick those zones apart, we're not going to have a shot. So I would like to see a lot more blitzes. We didn't do that much against Buffalo. So I think we just need to get after the quarterback. That's been our huge problem on defense.
Yeah, and I love these projections because based off his 2025 passing stats, Jordan Love is projected to have 32 touchdowns and 5 interceptions by the end of the year. Wow. That's in 4,300 yards, or basically 4,400. But now, does he get there? No, I don't think so. Yeah. I think he gets probably 30. I mean, his first year starting, he threw over 30. He's capable of it. Yeah. I just don't know if this is the year for it.
So on the flip side, what are the keys to the Packers to win this game? I know we're not a huge threat, as it looks on paper to y'all, but what do y'all need to do to win this game?
Well, and I mean this in no disrespect at all.
I understand.
The Packers tend to play down to their opponents. We've seen it. I've seen it for the last fucking 100 years.
Even at home?
Even at home. We'll play down. We will play down to our opponents. And I'm hoping that, something changes. I remember the last time we played Bryce Young, he threw for 300 yards, but that was under Joe Barry. So he ain't here. That bad man ain't here to hurt me anymore. I watched the Panthers, and they're not a bad team. They're not a get-right team in any sense. They're not They're not a team you circle on. It's like, okay, well, we had a bad week on offense. So we got to go. We got the Panthers up now. It ain't the same old Panthers this year, at least. It seems to be like you have a good core of guys that at least give an effort. You don't have any stars. You don't have any, Derek Brown's probably your only top 100 player on the entire team. JC, too. Yeah, JC. I think if the Packers can establish the run game, thing is we're going to run right at Derek Brown. So I think that might be a problem because we're idiots and we want to just – because I thought the same thing going into this Steelers game. I thought containing Cam Hayward was priority number one because Cam Hayward, even at the age of like 60, is still a fucking problem.
How is he still playing? How is he still playing?
It's insane. But I was like, I think that has to be the same goal going into this game offensively is where's 95? That's what he wears, right? 95? Derek Brown?
Yep.
Where's he at? And how are we going to double team to the second level? Because I think we can make our way against your linebackers and your safeties. Your corners are a little bit different story. I think we can probably expose the nickel corner a little bit more than we can Mike, Jack, and JC. We love doing motions, and we do a motion damn near every play. I think we motion more than damn near any team in the NFL. But if we can't, but we're going to try and get our run game started. That's why it's going to be close. We're going to try and get Josh Jacobs going, and it's not even Josh Jacobs' fault. They ain't fucking blocking. So we're going to try, and we're going to probably fail again. That's what's going to keep it close, and then it'll be up to when Matt LaFleur lets Jordan Love go beat the Panthers is when that game is going to change, whether that's second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, whenever it is. And I don't ever believe in these spreads. I know we've talked about it 100%. I just want to win. I don't get special points by winning by 13. I don't get an extra W for it. And it even played as good years ago in 2021. I think it was 2019. I'm sorry. 2019. When you came up to, when I was still in Korea, and you guys in the Panthers came up to Lambeau Field, Kyle Allen at quarterback. Played as tough then. Same around the same time period, too. So it's like, it's going to be a tough game because every game in the NFL is tough. It'll be a lot less tough.
Especially after I think especially after, I think especially because we had a 3-win, win streak, and we were kind of riding hot, and we just got kind of humbled by the Bills. I think maybe the team's like, okay, well, we get Bryce back, maybe Dave Canales will start Chuba, and I think if he does that, we might get some life in us to the point where we might be a little competitive with y'all. And like you said, teams, when we see Green Bay on the schedule, you're going to bring your game.
Yep, exactly. You hit spot on. Every team that's the tough part of being a fan of the Packers is that you're going to get every team's best shot. And it's like, why are we letting a mediocre team stay with us when we're clearly better? But it's a lot easier to wake up and play Pittsburgh on a Sunday night in Pittsburgh than it is a 1 o'clock game against the Panthers. Like, that's just the harsh truth around it. It's easier to get up for the Steelers than it is the Panthers. But one guy I know that's going to be ready to play is Micah Parsons. He loves him some Bryce Young. He's got a couple on Bryce. But then we also have the other guy. Rashawn Gary has 7.5 sacks too. We got a lot of production around, and you were spot on because Derek Brown's your only pass rushing guy you got. He only has 3 sacks. And this offensive line of the Packers is playing better, so Jordan Love should have plenty of time in the pocket to deliver to Golden, Watson, Dobbs, Kraft. We're just a death by a million paper cuts when it's done right. The Packers offense is death by a million paper cuts.
So, that being said, what is your final score?
I mean, I'm coming off, I think, if I'm right, I think I said against the Steelers we were going to win by double digits, right? I'm almost certain I said double digits win against the Steelers, right? On our last pod? Because Jalen said I was going to lose, and I think I said I think I maybe said
you said you were going to hold them to 13. You said it was going to be like 35-13.
Yeah.
You got your score right, but the Steelers scored.
I was close. I didn't get it right. I got it close.
Yeah.
My score prediction, being at home, it can get ugly quick if the Packers come ready to play. It can get ugly quick, just because this defense is unlike any defense that the Panthers have seen this far, and they can get 3-and-outs quick, and they can stack 3-and-outs. This defense can. Now, generating turnovers, that's a different story, but we can make you punt. And if we can get 2 or 3 punts quick, 3-and-outs, and tally those up with scores, I'm thinking it's probably a 35-17 game, 35-14, 35-17, somewhere around that range, maybe 21. I'll even, I'll do 35-21.
Yeah.
I'll give if it's Bryce, I'll give you 21. If it's Andy Dalton, I'll give you 13.
It's gonna be Bryce.
You think so? I don't know. Would you really throw him out there with Micah Parsons playing at the level he is right now?
Yes.
On a
because
bum ankle?
We have no shot at the play. He's not, but he's fine. He's fine.
Fine. He's just keeping it secret. It's not the same ankle injury that JJ McCarthy has. Not the same as JJ McCarthy's ankle injury.
I don't know much about JJ McCarthy, but I know Bryce Young's a tough little guy. So
tough little guy.
We'll be all right.
You were bitching about him too, Let come with man can't see
I didn't
over the
say
line.
He wasn't tough. I just
man can't see over the line. Now,
I mean, it seems like it, man.
Now he's on a foot and a half, and he still can't see over the line. He's got a foot and a half. What's your prediction?
Oh, well, it's I'm interested to see because I'm pretty sure Bryce is going to start. I'm very positive. Now I don't know who's going to start at running back. That is another big prediction. I think Dave Canales is going to mess this up again, and I think he's just going to start Chuba, and our run game's not going to get going like it should. And if that's the case, I see us losing 27 since Packers scored 27. 27 to...
They love scoring 27.
27-13.
Yeah,
if we're not getting our run game going, man, our offense is just stagnant. Has been stagnant all year unless we have the run game going.
Well, we'll see Wednesday after the injury report. That'll probably give us a better indication. You'll be able to give us some inside info on Wednesday.
Yeah. Now, if Rico starts,
better watch out. I ain't trying to catch no Rico case. Stick with Chuba. I don't want no Rico case.
If Rico starts and Moton and Cade Mays come back and Austin Corbett's at guard and not center, then I think we can be competitive with y'all, man. If Rico's starting, getting 30 carries, about 25 carries, at least 25 carries a game, man, I'm going to say we win 24-23.
See, that's why I love you. Because I don't like talking to people when they want to pick their teams to lose. That's cowardly. You can have some sense about it, but if you're going to choose your team to lose, why even watch the game? Why even watch the game?
Oh, I know, yeah.
It's dumb.
So, like I said, if Rico gets at least 25 touches, we're winning.
The magic number is 20 touches. Okay.
25.
25 touches. 25 touches. 25. Maybe he looks at the film. Maybe Dave goes and looks at the film and figures it out. But before we get to the second part of the paid due, I want to make sure you guys take a moment to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Tell them why, Drew.
Because we are for the people, and we want to hear you guys on the podcast. Comment your favorite team. Comment why you think your team, is good or why they're bad, and we want to have you on the podcast so you can talk about it.
We are back to fulfill part 2. Drew, I used to be a lot better in these back in my Army days, sitting in my barracks, just shotgunning beers. I used to be a lot better I am now. Kind of older now. But a bet.
You got too confident in your NFL picking abilities.
I'll do better next time now.
That's right. That's right. There he goes.
I'm for the people.
The man of the people.
I'm a man of the people.
That's right.
Well,
Stone Cold would be proud.
he would be. It's the only reason why he has it at the front there. I'm going to make this video a little bit pretty. But it wouldn't be Beers and Ball if I didn't live up to my best for beer.
I'm telling you, man.
Well, that'll do it for this episode. Drew, you got anything last words for the people before we let them out of here?
Nothing much. Just still enjoying the football season. We're about halfway through. I know you guys got some stuff to say about your team. Please comment and like below, and we'll have you on, and we'll have a beer together and talk some ball.
That's right. We love you. We'll see you Wednesday. Good night.